Okay. It appears like the transmission is working now. As usual, it had some complications. Getting a transmission, you must understand, out of the void often proves difficult, but I apologize for the delays. But that is hardly a good introduction, is it? Clears his throat, sniffs, and sighs on film. Truly a showman. Hi, I'm CaseyAEC, the Gadfly gamer, coming at you from the Void Arcade, an extra-dimensional arcade in which I find myself trapped with my backlog of games that I adore and love. I thought that there might be some upsides to being trapped in this dimension. Like not having to deal with the summer's muggy heat or the effects pollen have on my body. But it appears that those two things can reach me even here. And as a result, I am I'm not at my tippy top. So as far as gaming is concerned this evening, I'm in the mood for something less demanding than my usual fare. So I don't think we'll be visiting the main platform to face They Bleed Pixels or challenging any fighters in the cage. Despite some fun I've had exploring the King of Fighters tournament series lately, news of the upcoming new King of Fighters game piqued my interest in the series, and I had access to a number of those games through various channels. I believe I got a few through GOG at one point. I think either that or a Humble Bundle where I got several of them. And then, as a lot of interesting titles are coming at me recently, I acquired King of Fighters 2002 Ultimate Match via Amazon Games. And let's visit Amazon Games for the first tonight. Apologies. Strange sounds come into the void. So you can see that recent acquisitions from the Amazon Games store, so to speak. It's strange. It has the looks of a game store, and perhaps this is what they want. Perhaps this is sort of the beta for their game store, but currently it is just an interface for you to claim the free games. Quote, well, free in the sense that you have an Amazon Prime account, you've paid for an Amazon Prime account. And these are one of the benefits you get for having that account. So before we go to where I think we're going to spend most of the night, I wanted to try one of these new games, which I think might fit the subdued mood of this evening. Maybe. We'll see. Maybe it may have more action than we're capable of handling. But this is Bomb Slinger. It's apparently a Wild West style Bomberman clone. Make sure. Okay. It doesn't look like you're getting any of the game audio. So let me address that. All right, well, definitely a groovy Western song we got going here. So it appears to have controller support. We're using, as per usual, our Elite Series 1, Xbox Elite Series 1. I'm going to do something to my here. I'm going to switch to a longer stick. This is the configuration I like to have my Series 1 in, with a very long stick here. I find it far more ergonomic. So I guess we'll start with the adventure, assume it has some sort of tutorial mode. Props out the gate for having consistent controller prompts. That A button is pixelated like the rest of the art. It's something that I don't like seeing in games where the game has a consistent art style, but then it uses generic images for controller prompts. It just breaks it breaks something for me. So, like, buco points for that A button right there. Well, this seems like an angry cowboy who apparently lost his wife to some banditos that set his house on fire. Oh, can I go back? Nope. I have no idea what I just did there. All right. This appears to be my house. Oh, okay. Bomberman. Did I just blow my way in? It looked like I did. Well, there's my wife's resting place. Interesting. It's interesting to see it's a Bomberman-like game, but it doesn't have the D-pad. Oh, the D-pad does let me move. But it doesn't have tile-based movement, right? Like, see how I can move just a tiny bit? Of course, I don't have a whole lot of experience with the Bomberman games. Oh shoot! Oh shoot! I didn't realize I couldn't go through those corn patches. It appears I have no other. Well, can I can blow up the corn patches. I can... Okay, blowed up a goat. Let's get this corn patch out. One for you, sir. Okay, clearly there is gold. The range of my bombs does not seem very Bomberman-like, but perhaps that's because it's the beginning. Have a bomb, sir. Yeah, that didn't hurt that guy. Well, come get me. Oh, I'm loving the music here. More flame power, refills hearts and spirit, faster movement, more flame power. I guess, is flame power the fire that is left behind? I'll blow it up. Oh, that doesn't help. Okay, well, yeah. More flame power just absolutely just gave me a Bomberman-like bomb. Let's demonstrate that here. Let's test it. Yeah, see it went in those 4 directions. Yeah. Okay. All right, let's see what's over here to the west. Ah, some more baddies. Oh no! Oh, I almost got myself in a pickle there. We'll put one there. Got that guy. More coin to see what's in that chest. All right, this should be... Oh, that was... On my next level up, I think I might have to get that... I gotta remember my basic Bomberman. It's all about the diagonals. Yeah, my next level up, I think I'll need to go for that refill of XP. How much money do I have? 77? Still not enough for that chest. So, to the south we go. And let's be careful here. All right, let's put one here. Diagonal. All right. Let's put one here. Diagonal. Okay, let's put one there. Out of range. Let's put one there. Out of range. Let's put one there. Out of range. Oh, gosh. You really just won't get in range. There we go. Well, that solved our health problem. A yummy tomato and a yummy carrot. Oh, I blew up the money. Oh, I leveled up again. Okay, increases the amount of bombs I can drop. More flame power. Let's go for faster movement this time. Yeah. Oh, that was lucky. Ouch. Another key. So I have 2 keys. Still not sure what the keys unlock. Uh-oh, there's a shop. Turn. Ah. Let's Get that coin. I don't know if the coin despawns. Oh, you want some? Oof. Ouch. Oh. The shotgunner got me. Not even death can keep you from your vengeance. Well, I guess that memento that I picked up. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. I should have gone. I didn't realize where I was. That's not going to hit him. But it may wake him up. Oh, come on, baby. Come in range. Come in range. Oh, you just won't do it. Goodness, you take 2 hits? Oh, that guy was quite the beast. Shotgunners are no joke. Initial review of this title is I am jiving the vibe. I'm jiving with the vibe. I like the style. The art style's clicking. The music. Gives a slight chance to dodge flames. That's worth 100 coins, I'd say. He says with no understanding of the coin's actual value. Well, this is precious, this like switch in perspective. Patches you things up when things get tough for 200. Bullets of death. I can get a gun? That's not very Bomberman-esque. Bronze spirit amulet items use less spirit, so I guess items use spirit power. Well, I can't afford any of that stuff, and I couldn't afford anything but the amulet even with the money I had, so to the south we go. Oh, a lock chest. Well, I've got keys. The shaman will guide you away from the light. Not sure what that means. It's also cool the way that this is kind of like Zelda-like in the way you go from level to level, right? Like, you know, from what little I remember of the OG Bomberman. Oh. And there's an apple. Oh gosh, there appear to be multiple varieties of resurrection item. I was just checking, I was like curious if there was a way left, but I should have noticed there's a map in the upper right corner. Alright, there's that apple still. Go get out of the way. Oh, what's that? I think my bomb power decreased. Let's see. Yeah. So, do you like lose your stats when you perish? That would track with a kind of a rogue light. Go back for the flame power. Again, points for the art style. The way that it switches from this lovely pixel art style to that voxel style. Uh-oh. I'm up against a demonic goat. Demonic goat says, I reply with a... The goat replies with a... Just find some grass to chew on, will ya? Not a regular farm goat, are ya? Bleed! Whoa! Ouch! Already dead. Money hungry. Greed will be my downfall. I'm kind of wishing that I got the multiple bombs thing now. Oh, I'm just killed by the fire. And I don't believe I have a resurrection item this time. The bomb slinger reached the end of his journey, yet his family lies unavenged. Will he rise from his grave and continue the fight? Why, yes, I will. Her heart will always be with you. Oh, okay. That's a resurrection item. That'll give me an extra heart. And that gives me spirit regeneration, maybe? I'll go for the resurrection item. As I seem to be sloppy at this game, as I am sloppy at many others. You will be avenged. A fairly common tropey type story for a protagonist, but you know what? Given the Wild West theming, I'll take it. Almost walked into the fire there. Incautious CaseyAEC. Bum, bum. All right. So I have a nitro barrel that goes boom. I don't know how that's... Presumably it's more powerful than my regular explosives, perhaps. Ah, there's that $100 box. Stupid. Perhaps stupid. Yep. Well, we're learning the game, right? We're learning the game. But this level is a good puzzly one, right? Or it was, I should say. A key. Oh, gosh. Oh, my gosh. Mourn the dead bomb slinger. Well, like I said at the beginning of the transmission, I am far from at my tippy toppest. And this game is requiring some reflexes. So what I say here is we'll give it one more run. But during this run, let us discuss where in the arcade this game should go. Because I have reckoned it a keeper. This is a game I should like to return to. So, what kind of game is Bomberman? It's a question that I fear requires a mite bit of research. I mean, I think it was originally an arcade title. Which concerns me, because that would suggest it belongs in the arcade. A strange thing, but fellow Voidwalkers will recall that there is a smaller arcade within the Void Arcade that contains classic arcade games. Here's our $100 barrel. We'll go north to see what puzzles us here. Okay, more hearts, more bombs, or more spirits. I was hoping for bigger bombs. I'll go for more hearts, given how often I seem to perish. And this being our last run. Oh. Cures everything, maybe. Snake oil. Oops. Get them both. Twofer. Yeah. Oh, crumb. Oh, I got that one. There we go. There we go. Can I put out fires with fire? Does fire beat fire? It does. You know, I should do that. It would be prudent on levels to extinguish fires. And that sort of tracks, because the explosion would consume all the oxygen? That's an interesting scientific question to ponder. Because Well, here's where my confusion goes. An explosion, an explosive, is typically a chemical compound that combines a combustible substance, molecule, chemical, with an oxidizer, which is what makes explosives explosive, because they're basically flammable things that come with their own oxidizer, so they can consume that rapidly in a explosion or a conflagration, right? So would an explosion tumble away like a pro. Oh! I have a roll. I don't know how useful that'll be, honestly. I'm wondering if I should hit my snake oil to get my health back. Maybe we'll wait until we take another damage. We'll wait till 0. I gotta hide from this goat. Oh, I should have... Oh my gosh. Such a dingus. I don't look at where I'm going. I don't look at where I'm going. Alright, well this spawned me with 1 HP. So... Alright, well that snake oil just improved some of my stats, but... Refill my hearts and spirit, please. Because I am almost dead. Move forward. Oh, these guys are such dummy dumbs sometimes. That, sir, I do believe, was a bit dope. That was quite a play. All right, we're doing pretty good. We shan't forget that we have this roll. All right, let's take stock. Okay, there's a shop. There's a guy. There's an enemy that we have not met before. It looks like a very large red-headed fella with Molotov cocktails by the looks of it. That should have exploded by now because they're on fire already. We've got some pitchforkmen about, a goat there. There's another goat there. I've got my starting puzzle. I think it makes... Let's go for the easy guys first. Have a bomb. Have a bomb. Have a bomb. I'm realizing that you have to kind of trap those guys. Like that. He can't move, so boom. Boom goes the kaboom. Alright, we put out the fire because they're easy to step on. And then we deal with Mr. McGoats. Goat violence. Ooh, that gives me an idea. That was fun. Oops, I took a bump. I bumped that guy. Put out that fire. So yes, cycling back as we sometimes do to the many aborted discussion points. This game is scratching the itch, as it were, and deserves a place in the arcade. Whoa! Okay. Upgrade. I'm out of bombs. My spirit regenerates faster. I can refill. I'll do a out of bombs. Owie! Oh, I am just playing with fire here. Oh. That guy dropped a lot of money. We almost certainly should use that because we only have one heart left and we're up against the goat from Hades. Enemy-proof cardboard box. That's tempting. Oh, if only we had $10 more, we could get both. We could get both. So it's... Oh, for criminy. It only healed one heart. That, sir, was what I would call a rip-off. But... see here, there's a chest. Maybe it has gold in it. Or the lightning of Zeus. Thunderstrike. Oh no! I did not mean to drop that bomb. Well, I think I'm a little curious what the Thunderstrike is. Perhaps it just strikes down upon my enemies? I don't want to go against the goat yet. I want to find 10 coins and get that cardboard box. So I'm vainly hoping that I forgot a chest somewhere along here. I don't know, is there money hidden in the ruins of my house? Bum, 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 bum. Once again, picking up the aborted topic, where does this machine belong? It seems to me that this is a remake of an arcade classic, but is Bomberman more of an arcade classic or a console classic, an 8-bit console classic? It would be easier if it were a console classic Oh, this is not the goat from Hades. This is... Ash! Why did you do this? You didn't think we would let you go so easy, did ya? You did this for the money? You're gonna suffer. Me, I don't really care about the money, you know that. I only care about burning you down. No idea. Oh, I am doomed. I'm already cooked. A note to developers. The "are you sure you really want to quit?" or "are you sure you really want to do something?" screen. I guess you could call it a confirmation screen. It's a good thing. You know, when I first started this game, it would have been nice to get a little one of those when I errantly started the mission without fully understanding it. But could you please, please, please normalize on the standard that the cursor on the confirmation screen starts on yes? Because most of the time someone chooses to quit your game, they probably mean to quit your game. That was against my character, or my pledge to only put out love on my transmissions. Yeah, so here's the thing. This is the arcade, right? Like, so, you know, we've got numerous places here. Previous transmissions, we spent time in the cage, we spent time on the main platform, we spent some time on the couch. I think we visited the back alley once. And last transmission we were up in operations, trying some hacky stuff. And of course, we've been to the arcade. It's right behind us. This chamber here is the arcade. It's the arcade within the Void Arcade. I don't know if any fellow Void Walkers out there, Voidlings or Voidlangs, seem to have a better idea to name this chamber. I'm open to it because it is a bit confusing. But the arcade within the arcade here has the classic arcade games and those games that are inspired or remakes of those classic arcade games. Now, much of it is devoted to just unbelievable array of shmups, shoot 'em ups. What I like to sometimes confusingly call shooters, so as to spread confusion around the term. As before we had first-person shooters, before those were ever a genre, if you wanted to play a shooter, you were talking about a shoot 'em up, where you were playing as a spaceship or a plane or a mecha or maybe a magical girl fighting waves upon waves of enemies in either a vertically scrolling, stationary, or horizontally scrolling game. And while some of these absolutely belong here in the arcade, such as Galaga, Polestar, and frankly, Danmaku Ultimate, in Japan, there are definitely cabinets of this thing. Many of these here Steam and Metal, Space Elite Force, Armon Thane. This is a favorite of mine. This is a completely mouse-based game. Your ship moves as your mouse does. Shall we play a little of it? Let's play a little of it as we gab. Not unlike the Bomb Slinger game that we just previewed and are considering belongs in this place. I'm probably not pronouncing this right. It's a French game, or it was developed by French developers. Armon Thane. Again, art style. A few days ago, one of our colonized planets sent out a distress symbol. There was a research station on this planet called NXS. The research station reported about an emergency incident that destroyed their energy generator. They have a backup generator, but it will not last for long. You have to deliver them a new generator. Teleporting to this planet will take months with current technology, so our authority decided to use the experimental teleporting method called fast warp. With this technology, you will be able to get there in a few days. The feature of this technology is that you need a huge amount of energy to overcome the singularity and exit from the other side of the wormhole. To do this, you will need to collect dark matter, which your ship can use as energy. I forgot that this had kind of a good little plot. We sent a lot of AI-controlled spaceships through the experimental portal, but none of them came back because their ships aren't able to use dark matter as energy. If you find one of their ships, destroy them and gather their energy. All of them are equipped with heavy weapons, and we don't know how they will react to you. In any case, your ship has been equipped with an upgradable weapon system, and so don't hesitate to use it against them. I didn't realize that when I was playing this game, that the enemies are AI ships. Again, nice change in perspective, but like here I am, it's just my mouse. All right, this game takes a fair amount of concentration. I wouldn't call it a bullet heck, or I suppose we can use the term a bullet hell. But it approaches it. Oh, I took a hit. And one thing that is tricky about it is that you don't get a whole lot of feedback when you take a hit. Also, this is one of the games, like many, many games, that punish the sin of greed. I tell you, I do not believe in the cardinal sins necessarily as a religious concept. But in gaming, they definitely are roads to ruin. So this game has an interesting thing where you collect, like, we just got another weapon, so we could, but we can't equip it because our energy isn't good enough, but we got 2,240 stuffs, so we can upgrade our energy. Well, let's see you. You want, how much energy? You need 8 energy, so we do need to increase our energy. We'll increase it to 10. All right, so now we can divide our energy here between those two, and we can have 2 of them. We'll put this one here. And these are both spikes. Let's have them... Can I get it? All right, whatever. We'll have the middle one do a little bit more. We'll upgrade our sheet while we're at it, and then we'll play. So yeah, so this is, I guess this is kind of the debate about remodeling the classic arcade here. This is unmistakably a shmup. But it's a modern shmup, one that was made for computer. I mean, entirely for computer. As you can see, it's entirely mouse-driven. If ever enough Voidwalkers come on to do the controller challenge, this would be a very interesting game to attempt to do with other kinds of controllers, as it would increase the difficulty quite significantly. That was a pretty easy level. We seemed... Okay. What's this? It's a scorpion. It wants 10 energy. It does 168 DPS. Let's upgrade our energy and our shield. We'll put the scorpion there. It wants 10. All right, we did it. It's using absolutely all of our energy, but we have a 3-weapon ship here. And we're using all 3 weapons that we get. So back to the question. It makes sense to have all the shmups together, right? You know, in a line like they are, not unlike all the platformers on the wall of the platformers on the main platform. But they take up a lot of room in the classic arcade. And there are a lot of classic arcade games that could go in here. And well, definitely inspired by the great shmups of old, some of them like this wonderful title are not classics or remakes, but wonderful inspired creations of their own right. Later levels, you really have to focus on the different types of ships because there are new classes of like slow ones. All right. Ooh, that's cool. We got 2 Gatling guns. What are these guys? Yeah, Cyclones. They want 12. Can I get more shield? More energy? Okay. Let's ditch our 2 spikes. Let's put this guy in the middle. Oops. They only went 12. We should be okay. Yep. All right. So our total DPS is now 552. Now here's a weird calculus. So it's 552 with the 2 Cyclones, right? Let's build this back up again and put the spikes in, but the spikes are being overdriven. They only want 8 energy, but you can overdrive them, giving them more. See, watch this. If I lower the energy to 8, it does 560. So that's something to watch out for. Because when you get to certain energy levels, when you get later in this game, you can definitely have builds that lower powered weapons or lower weapons with lower DPS. Base DPS can be overpowered more than your current weapons. Just a consideration, a nice bit of complexity for an otherwise fairly simple. Yes! Oh, fear me, for I am destruction. Oh, the greed. Greed for all that money. Give me the money. Oh, money, 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 money. Weapons. Money. And yet I could have been even greedier, right? Like, and that's the calculus. All right, what did we get? We got a rocket launcher thing. And 2 of those. That's an atom. It wants 22 energy. And that is a lightning, and it wants 22 energy. So we actually collected enough money there where we were able to upgrade our energy twice. But that's not enough. That's not enough to get both of those guys on there, unless I switch to... I'm seeing if I overdrive the lightning as much as I can. So this is a configuration. Like, let's overdrive. So that's 612. That's 614. And that would be the same because these guys are more or less the same gun. That guy wants 22. So let's do another configuration where we take one of our spikes. Let's take the better spike that does 150. Base. Let's reduce that to its minimum, which means we can bring that up only to 20. So even in that configuration, we cannot get both of the new things on. So then it's a question of this. So that's 216. That's 213. Oh, okay. So this one's actually... Yeah, so now we're at max DPS with 217. Okay. Sorry about that. It's a little math. I can't shake it. I learned a new term this week that I might be over-applying to a lot of things. It's called doxic anxiety. It's the anxiety when you know something... When you know that certain information would probably change your mind about something. Oh, this is where it gets tough. Shield at 55 halfway through. 24. Get rid of the guys that shoot up and down vertically. Because if you don't pay attention, one of them gets under you. We really almost died there. All right, so now we're at the point where we're going to start selling guns. So I'm going to sell both of those guys. Because we got an even more powerful lightning. Right, like that is a 270 lightning. A dragonfly. This one's 26 energy base. And then there's our scorpion there. So we've actually already got this configured that we could switch to that upgraded lightning and get up to 256. So what I'm going to do here is a little thing. I'm going to upgrade my shield twice. All right, now can I get... Now I don't have any energy upgrades. All right, so I'm okay with that decision. Because we got a bit of an upgrade, a bit of a DPS upgrade, and I think our health was more important. Ah, yes, lightning. so much stuff. Gimme, gimme, gimme. Oh, yes. See how those rows of guys, the delayed guys, that they hang back and they just pelt you with angled lasers. These guys, oh, schnuff. Okay, you saw I upgraded my shield twice and we ended that level with only 16 shield left. I definitely made the right choice. But we collected almost 17,000 alloys and 5 weapons, so... let's do... Well, I'm not sure I want to give up my cyclones just yet from an energy perspective, but... This Scorpion, who does 168, will sell. We should definitely give ourselves a little bit of this and that. That Dragonfly wants 30 energy, but does 337 DPS on its own. And we have 2 energy to spare. That guy wants 18 energy. We're gonna try to buy our way into some new energy here. Goodbye, Scorpions. Oh, we can't even... That didn't even do it. Well, let's overdrive it then. So, less firepower than we had before. Going into level 7. Oh, well, that's a weird kind of thing. Those bullets sort of follow me. Ah! Taking too much fire. These guys. You are dead. I have perished. That game is a little stressful. I have some tension. It looks like it crashed. It crashed, or has the void plunged me into some sort of terrifying beg your pardon, fellow void walkers. We're experiencing a bit of a void. We're having a hard time getting back to our void arcade. This happens sometimes as we enter these game worlds. I should be back in just a few seconds. Okay, fellow Voidwalkers, apologies for that brief void transition issue. I was just about to praise Amaranthine, a game that is definitely beloved. In point of fact, actually, I think I'm gonna favorite it. I think that's one of my favorite games. I was just about to praise it for just giving us the chance to exit its dimension smoothly, but it didn't seem to want to let us go. So let us not get distracted and pulled into another diversion, but answer the question at hand. Bomb Slinger revealed itself tonight to be a game worthy of the arcade. But where should it go? Is Bomberman more of a classic arcade staple, or is it more of a console staple? I honestly don't know. Wow, I don't know what variable mini monsters are. I honestly don't know, so I'm gonna do some research. We'll ask Wikipedia. The Bomberman video game series. I'll bring this in here. Okay, Bomberman, previously known as Dyna Blaster, is a strategic maze-based game franchise originally developed by Hudson Soft and currently owned by Konami. Okay. The first game was released in Japan in 1985. Oh, the first release was for the NES. Okay, that answers the question. That absolutely answers the question, and to a relief. As you can see here in the classic arcade, there is basically no more room for another machine. I mean, we might be able to squeeze one here next to Bionic Commando, I should say, Rearmed. A fun remake of Bionic Commando. Not as fun as its sequel, but that's the version I have. This would be we might be able to squeeze this here, but it would make getting through this, it would quite possibly make it impossible for us to squeeze through this hallway. In fact, let's even just experiment with that by putting that there, and then, oh yeah, we can. Oh, that's I guess that's kind of our answer. That I guess the classic arcade can continue to sort of spread its way down this hall if it has to. But in this case, it does not have to, because our research has concluded that Bomberman was I don't know, I'm going this way. The way to the mezzanine. The better way to the mezzanine is directly up the staircase right here next to the arcade. Bomberman is a game that debuted on the classic consoles. And so I believe it belongs here with games that are inspired by games of that era. And so let us instantiate it. Sorry, you saw a glimpse of my spacesuit. As I said, the air in here is filled with pollen, and I'm trying to filter it out. All right. Well, I debate sometimes whether or not to show you some of the weird interactions with this Void Arcade, but I don't know. I've done it before. And so why not do it again? What is it's bomb slinger, like that? I think that's right. That's funny. I didn't notice this. There's an Amazon wizard. Let's try that. Okay. No good. I might well be spelling slinger wrong. So it's a funny thing. In order to pull a game in the collection into the arcade, something I can do, but the masters of the arcade sometimes do when I'm sleeping or not paying attention as well. I can do it through this interface, and often the best way to do it, even in games that aren't Steam games, is to use this Steam Wizard. Let's see. There we go. All right. Wait for the jank. So we do that, and here we have, and we see that it instantiates perfectly, right? Like as a machine. But there's only really one sort of problem with it, and that is that it's targeting a Steam code, and we don't own this game via Steam. We got it through Amazon, but here it is. It happens to be our Amazon Games library, and we can just go to the Bombslinger folder, Bombslinger EXE, and switch its target like that, and now it will take us to that game. Just a handy trick if any of you happen to be trapped in Void arcades of the same make and model as I am. But of course, this platform is not what we want for it. It needs to be, we want this to be a SNES cart. It's a diminutive form, but a proud form. A form that I dare say is quite a compliment, despite its diminutive size. And we shall do our best, we shall hope and work that we don't forget it despite its small size. I thought it was called a SNES cart. Maybe it's just called a cart. Oh, it's called a cart SNES. Okay. I'll give it a place of honor right at the front. Right. And I was going to say, for a moment, I was going to say that it differs from the rest of these games in the sense that, like, so this is an interesting mix, right? Like, because some of these games are flat out love letters to classic console games. Undertale, Shovel Knight, Panzer Paladin, even to a certain extent Retro City Rampage. No, actually, I will say Retro City Rampage because the very first Grand Theft Auto. It's a homage to the very first Grand Theft Auto. So those would fit this category of inspired by, in look and in mechanics, classic arcade games. These games play very much like the games that inspired them. But I think Bomb Slinger is right in the sense that it belongs a little bit up here, which is to say more of an adaptation. Really, I guess the outlier is this middle row here, Spirits Abyss along with Streets of Rogue. Spirits Abyss I featured on one of my first transitions. It's another, you know what? It's another favorite of mine. There we go. It's basically Spelunky, Spirits Abyss. It's basically Spelunky, but it has a very different theming. I'm not going to get sucked in and show you Spirits Abyss in order to talk about it again. Okay. Oh gosh. All right. I'll show you Spirits Abyss, but it's one run. That's it. It's one run. And really, I'm just going to be doing this in order to say things that I've said on multiple transitions. In the lands long forgotten, stories told of a mountain that led to the gates of the resting realms. For it was believed a child cast into the abyss under the gaze of a full moon may one day return, but that child shall wield the unfading wealth and power over the undying. So as you can see, Spirits Abyss is actually many things. This is actually a really wonderful start. I have to pay attention. Can I get up there? I want that chest. Oh, gosh. All right, this is wave 2. Promises to be more challenging. You can see I have some practice with this title as well, being one of my favorites. Well, that's funny. Apparently... I don't think I'm playing the correct mode. This might... Yeah. This is not the Spelunky mode. Ugh. See, that does it right. Okay. Yeah, I wasn't playing in the right mode. Endure waves of endless meanies for golden glory. Abyss Challenges, Grimoire Compendium. All right, so I guess, yeah, that's something that confuses me all the time. So this is the main mode, and this is the Spelunky mode. Now, I've said this on many times. There's lots of things that I feel like I should like about Spelunky, and it's highly lauded sequel Spelunky 2. It's a platformer, which I love. It's a challenging, I think I would put it in the category, in my opinion, of a genuine roguelike as opposed to light, because from what little I know, there's no progression. The restless consumes thee. So that your mother, who threw you down into the pits seeking wealth, cries at your grave. I said one run and only one run, but I haven't finished saying my piece, so we'll try to be a little bit more careful and say my piece again. And that's my piece about... Oh. I said I'd be more careful. Why I love this game, and I can't really get behind Spelunky. And that's... theme. I mean, there is one mechanical aspect, I should say, about this game that I prefer over Spelunky. And that's that you can go up. You see that I have wall dunch, I have wall jumps, and I can also cling to ledges. So it takes a fair amount of platforming skill, but I can get up to pretty much any height that I want to, which allows for retreading the dungeon. And one of the things I find frustrating about Spelunky is the fact that rope is a consumable resource. You know, how many bombs do I have now? I only have 4. I was gonna maybe, like, if I blew this up, I could get a bunch of gold because you can see it in the ground there, but that's for when you have extra bombs, not when you only have 4 bombs. This, however, you always do that because those chests often have bombs, and you see now I have 11 bombs. So now it's, why the heck not blow up for gold, right? The flames, those flames on those skulls do like 3 points of damage, so even though you have 3 health, hitting one of them is instant death. Is instant perishing. Okay. Another game that quits when we ask it to. Wonderful. So yeah, that's, you know, my standard story, I suppose, with Spirits Abyss is that it's fascinating how the theme and framing of a game can really make a difference. I find the sort of colonial, cartoony aspect of Spelunky in its art and music to be not all that appealing. And that just really, you know, I don't know, the age of colonial exploitation of the many, many other cultures around the world is not something that I really enjoy seeing celebrated, or at least the celebration of it that Spelunky portrays just doesn't jive with me, right? But you take the same gameplay, more or less exactly the same gameplay, with a slight modification that's more to my tastes, that gives you vertical movement through the stage without a consumable resource such as rope, and you make it in a purple pixel art style, and then give it an incredibly creepy cosmic horror kind of dark theme that parents will sacrifice their children during a blood moon to a mountain that contains countless ghosts and other undead for the vain, rare, possible hope that they will return with untold riches. And then you've got a game that's one of my all-time favorites. Again, plays exactly, or not exactly, but more or less like Spelunky, which I really don't find enjoyable because of its theming, and is yet one of my favorites. I'm surprised the way that I was feeling with the heat and the allergies. I really didn't think I was up for some of those styles of games. But I guess it just goes to show that your favorites are your favorites, and they can lift you up out of a sour space. No matter, when you're in a rough spot. Even when you're in a rough spot. So I guess that's perhaps the message for tonight's stream. But my original intention tonight was to take you Voidwalkers a place that we haven't gone before. And that's the workshop. So let's go to the workshop, and we might not spend as much time there as we planned. So, like, we've seen and talked about the flight deck. We haven't transmitted any of these games. Oh, that's where Void Bastards is. I guess that makes sense because you're going on spaceships and you're clearing them out, but I don't know. That's more of an FPS. I'm not sure if that really belongs there, but you know, I guess if other games like Observation there, which is a game that takes place in space, and Still There, which is a game that takes place in space but isn't necessarily, you're not necessarily controlling a spaceship, unlike most of the rest of these, can be on the flight deck. Oh, I know why it's there. It's here. It makes perfect sense. Its framing device is very similar to that of Heat Signature and Duskers. Yeah, you're not flying ships. I mean, you sort of fly a ship in. You can fly ships in Heat Signature, but that's not really the point. That's not the main loop. That's just kind of how you get to the point. But Void Bastards is kind of like 3D Heat Signature. You dock with various derelict vessels and clear them out of enemies in order to achieve some mission, or in the case of Void Bastards, to get certain loot, which is very similar to Duskers, where you command a group of drones to dock with spaceships and acquire fuel and resources and loot. So that trio of games definitely belong together, and Duskers and Heat Signature definitely belong on the flight deck. So apologies, Void Bastards. You do belong here. This is the right place for you. But anyway, you've seen this place before. If you've seen any of my earlier transmissions, the flight deck. We haven't played any flight deck games on transmission. I think, actually, I take that back. I think we played some Duskers on previous transmissions. The issue with some of these games is, well, it's one of mood. I haven't really necessarily felt like playing these games when the transmission time comes around quite yet. I haven't quite been in the mood. But some of the ones that I would love to do, such as Elite Dangerous here, or even House of the Dying Sun, I fear would have the fighting game problem that we have with some of the games over there in the cage, which is that the equipment that we currently have to transmit just can't handle the task of running the game smoothly while transmitting the game smoothly. But there's good news on that front, as the new rig that I have had a very difficult time acquiring, as any of those of you who have been seeking new rigs of your own may have noticed in this particular time of silicon shortage, does appear to be on its way finally. I actually just today intercepted a transmission that it had been assembled. And that means that, I don't know, mysterious beings of the void willing, it should come here and make such transmissions possible. On that topic, not knowing exactly when that happens, that may cause a break in the regular Wednesday night transmissions. As it may take more than a week to get that new rig set up. But anyway, something to look forward to in future transmissions. We will play some of the games on the flight deck. I can promise that. I have favorites here as well, including Galaxy. Definitely a favorite. We've spent some time here in the Rogues Gallery, where the genuine hardcore roguelikes, as well as Rogue itself, are available to play. We've played Rogue. I think we've played some Brogue. I think Brogue was the very first thing that I transmitted. We've played some Chomp. I don't know if we've done any DCSS, Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup, or Cogmind, or Jupiter Hell. Wait, did I have those two confused? You are... Yes, that's DCSS, and you're a Rogue's Tale. That's right. You're like a Steam published roguelike. But then you are Dungeons of Dredmor. Okay. Yeah. It's all coming together. And then you are Golden Crone Hotel. Great. Right. No, I should have known. Like this table here are kind of the non-free roguelikes, which is good because, I don't know, the fact that so many roguelike games are shared for free is one of the wonderful things about the genre, but they're hard to make, and the work of the developers who make them should be rewarded. That weird guy is not free, and I think should be... We'll put that there. That is Ultimo Radio Requiem. That is a roguelike that just has such incredibly deep systems that I've thought would be interesting to explore. But in its unbelievably deep systems and complexity, it is, shall we say, a bit daunting. So, like, you know, roguelikes being one of my earliest and most favorite of genres. I'm actually checking to see if I favorited any of the roguelikes in here. These two, Brogue and Inkband, would be, I think, the top candidates. Angband is probably the single game I've given the most sort of time to over the years, or maybe not the game I've given the most time to over the years. I know how to describe it. Angband is the one game that can lay claim to the following title. Angband has been installed on every single computer I have ever owned. So, from the very first computer that was mine when I was a kid, a hand-me-down Macintosh SE that came down through the family business, it was one of the games I found. And from that point on, it followed me through every Proforma and G3 Macintosh, and then to my eventual transition to Windows-compatible machines. So that game has a place in my heart. This is a spare spacesuit in case my spacesuit develops a leak or I need to, get a patch it up. But here we are, the workshop. This is a place that we haven't spent a whole lot of time on the transitions. This is the place where building and management kind of simulation games tend to populate. A favorite out of the gate right here is Banished. I'm a big fan of Banished from everything: the music, the art style, the city builder, and in particular its non-violence, right? Like, I haven't played it in some time. I find that I don't think I fully understand perhaps the best way to get a sustaining community, because I often get into a situation where my community just sort of ages out. It's like, I don't know. I remember reading a long time ago that like maybe I need to build more houses because even though large groups of people will live in a house together, they're not going to produce children as often as if it's just the pair who produces the child that has the house. So we have a variety of titles here from favorite city builders such as Banished and City Skylines. That goes into sort of transportation management kind of things. This is such a charming game. This is the we can actually go around and see their titles this way. That's Tracks, the train set game. It's a game where you can design and play with virtual wooden train toys. You can design a route, populate it with little wooden buildings, and make a little train thing, and then what's super fun is you can get in your train and you can drive it. You can drive it through that course that you've made. Just a wonderful chill time. Then we have Sim Airport. A lot of the kind of modern, how shall I say this? A lot of the modern simulation games kind of have intrigued me. Things like Prison Architect and others of the ilk. And ultimately, I ended up going for Sim Airport because something about the particular challenge of designing an airport really connected with me and spoke to me on because I think it's because it's about managing people flow through a space, and that's what sort of interests me through it, as well as the other aspects of managing an airport, like booking flights and stuff like that. Simple Planes and Scrap Mechanic were games that I got a while ago when I was interested in these kinds of builder games where you can build vehicles. So both Scrap Mechanic and Simple Planes have different methods of doing that, and it's very interesting because they have physics simulations within them. So, you build a vehicle and you can then take it through the landscape and experiment with how it performs, and then make modifications. And that's a very interesting, fun way of exploring. And then finally, we have the two kind of, I guess you would say, factory simulators that I have. So another game that has intrigued me over the years is Factorio, but I don't own Factorio, and that's for two reasons, most likely. The first is that Factorio never goes on sale, which is a principled decision of the developers that I respect. But that also means that it has never been subject to one of those sales where it drops to half or a third or a fourth price, where the real impulsive, I think that game looks like it might be cool kind of impulsive price buying comes in. But for those of you that don't know this, it's worthwhile to point out that Factorio actually offers a demo. And I'm old enough to remember when that was the norm, when games shared demos. And honestly, I wish that was something that would come back. There's something that's really flawed about the way the games are advertised these days, in the sense that we get trailers, right? And we get, maybe videos of gameplay. But a trailer or a video, that's a good advertisement for something that you're going to watch. So trailers are good for movies, right? And blurbs are good for books. You read a book, you read a blurb about a book that you're going to read. You can watch a trailer about a film that you're going to watch. We should play a demo of a game that we want to play. Right? The taste, the advertisement, the evaluation thing should be interacted with the same way that the thing you're buying is. And we have a disconnect these days where for a lot of games, the way that you can learn about them as a potential purchase is not by trying them as games, but by watching people play them. I suppose not on the way that you Voidwalkers may be watching me play games. I kind of ate my own tail there. So anyway, why do I bring this up? It's Factorio offers a demo. And that's really, I give the developer props for that. I wish more games did that. I wish Steam or other platforms incentivized or required that, give a demo, right? Instead, these days, it seems more like games sell the demo, in the sense that, the way to do it is to go on Steam and release your beta version of your game, sell that with the promise of you'll get updates as we continue to work on it till you get the full release because you bought the game. So anyway, a long-winded rant from an older generation, millennial. I'm an old millennial. So a rant from an old millennial about the glory days of demos. And such tangential talk around why don't I have Factorio. And so in playing the demo, I experienced the thing that in watching videos about it, I thought, I'm not sure I would like that aspect of that game. And then I played it, and I found I indeed did not like that aspect of that game, and that aspect was the violent aspect of it. And I have a complicated, a nuanced like relationship with violence in games. Some of the games that I love and some of the games that I share in these transmissions are hyper violent, synthetic, up on the main platform. Just many of the fighting games, the beat 'em ups. I love beat 'em ups. I mean, shmups that we played earlier. I mean, like you're in a spaceship, and I supposedly those ships were controlled by AI, so no biological sentient beings were hypothetically slaughtered by those cannons. But at the same time, I mean, it's kind of a form of violence, right? Still. So it's not that I oppose violence in games. It's that I guess I have certain places that I accept it in some games and certain places where I find it distasteful, right? And I just didn't find like the factory building aspect of Factorial intrigued me, but the sort of the aspect of the loop where you're building your factory to a large extent to produce materials and munitions for automatic gun turrets and other defenses to defend you against the aliens on the planet. I didn't really like that loop. And again, props. Man, do I ever sound inappropriate saying that? But props and my gratitude to the developer of that game for offering a demo so that I can make that kind of informed choice on the purchase decision. Definitely upright above the board. But these two games here are games that I got out of that interest in a factory builder, but not so interested in the violent ones. And actually, the favorite of these two is definitely Shapes.io, which I believe is free. I think it's free to play on the web, and I'm not sure if you have to pay anything for the downloadable version or not. This is a fantastic two-dimensional factory builder. We'll definitely play that sometime. But in my rambly way, where I've been talking a lot tonight, I've been very gabby to the void tonight. Finally get to the thing that I planned to do from the very beginning, which was to come here and revisit City Skylines. I recently discovered the YouTube channel A City Planner Plays City Builders, where a certified expert urban planner who works as an urban planner in a community plays City Skylines and other city builders. Yes, I just Empire of Sin. That's funny. They have some sort of a gangster mod. Again, right? Like that sort of introduces kind of like a kind of conflict that I definitely want to be interested in. So, a city planner plays city builders. Gosh, I didn't want that to pop up. Okay. Oh, this is cool. Okay, so this isn't DLC, but is this stuff that was actually added to the game? Or is it part of some DLC? See, I haven't played this game in a long time, you know, like before. There weren't, like, I don't think there was any DLC the last time I played this. Whoa, music. I don't want to challenge myself too much with my first city here. I recommend a City Planner Plays City Builders, the YouTube channel. His ongoing series of building Bluffside is very you learn a lot about city planning from his realistic playthrough, and also he's playing a very challenging map that's got a lot of grade differences. I'm kind of liking the look of this this Spring Valley thing. It looks relatively flat. We've got a river going through it. The highway access kind of intrigues me here because I'm not sure if we can get a piece of land where this highway sort of bisects the land, but that could create kind of an interesting city, not unlike a lot of cities that were cut in half by the interstate network. An act that was very, very much deliberately weaponized in order to destroy and scatter minority neighborhoods, African American and other minority neighborhoods. That legacy is still very much alive today, where vibrant, prosperous, wealthy minority neighborhoods were the targets of, like, we need a highway to cut through this city, we'll cut through those neighborhoods and take down those businesses, take down those homes, and in so doing destroy the wealth base. It's a thing if you live in a city that a highway cuts through. Look into the history behind it. Okay, so I'm new to the game and it's going to give me some tutorial stuff. Let's see the land. Okay, I was sort of hoping to get like the parcel here, but that makes sense. Okay. WASD and Q and E for like rotation. I installed some mods here. Those are my info viewers. I'm wondering if any of them are active. Let's check our graphics settings here. Yeah, let's all right. Well, that was very helpful. That was a tooltip that I actually really needed. I was like, I want to look straight down on this. Rare that a tooltip is so perfectly on point. So I want to think about this. Like before I start just laying down roads, like the city planner who plays City Builders, I want to give some thought to like this initial layout. The natural thing is to basically build kind of a main street, a connector. I learned from this channel, right off the highway, And I've been to some cities that are like that, and it's a fascinating transition when you get off the highway and you drive down kind of a ramp, and it just puts you out without any sort of stop or toll gate or even a light. Suddenly you're just driving in the middle of a downtown of a city. It's a very interesting transition in a car. But looking at the geography here, I really don't think that we necessarily want to do that. I'm thinking that we maybe want our main drag. Let's open our roads here and let's see what we have access to. All right, it's only giving us access. All we have is like a 2-lane road. I guess the reason why it's not giving me access to the dirt road is because I'm in some kind of like... I'm in a tutorial. Yeah, I know. It's just gonna keep... So, I guess we'll play it as the tutorial, because I don't know how else to get it to stop tutorializing. So city thoughts. I guess what I'm thinking about is that it kind of makes more sense to me that our kind of main boulevard, our main street, our main connector would actually go horizontally here. I wouldn't, I guess, east to west if if north is up. Because we have very little room. I mean, honestly, we'll probably have both, right? Like, but let's start the city this way. Sorry, it has been a long... Oh gosh, my hand was not on the right place there. It has been a long time, so... Oh no, I think I want like a... Oh, now I have gravel roads, because gravel roads only cost 20, and I thought that, you know, they're kind of like a... Sorry, I I'm gonna do this a little differently. I want to draw our main road. All right. So Elizabeth Street. So there's Elizabeth Street, right? And Elizabeth Street is going to have... It's going to have an on-ramp. Oh, I kind of wanted to curve the other way. Do I want to go freeform again? I think maybe I don't want to start there. That's not the right flow. It's funny, and watching the city builder play City Planners, I see him fighting with the roads a lot, and I'm beginning to understand. I'm beginning to sort of understand why he's got that fight. Oh gosh, that's just ugly. That's just ugly. I want like a graceful. I don't know if any of you other Voidwalkers are City Skylines players. Give me some pointers on how to get a nice curved road here, but so if I pick this 20-degree angle, there's got to be a way, like, to curve in the other direction. We could curve in the other direction there. What's the button? Oh gosh, I'm hitting buttons randomly. Okay, maybe we put it this far away. We're gonna put it even further away. I want it to curve the other way. I want it to curve the other way. But I guess that's the curve problem. Okay. All right. Well, that's with Gray Street's okay. Gray Street's okay. And then this there. In this case, they're just getting off the highway, and so an intersection where they have to slow down and turn to get off of highway speeds is perfectly fine. Okay, so we have we've got a nice separation. Except, you know what I've done? I've really kind of hampered myself here on zoning. But you know what? I think that'll be a fine place for like some businesses. You know, businesses that cater to, you know, folks that are just off the highway. Except I don't think I want to zone there. But we can zone that as commercial. All right. And, you know, frankly, we'll zone the whole of this street commercial because it's the main street. Oh, this is something I remember about this game, is like not particularly appreciating the cloud haze. All right. So we need some places for people to live. So now we'll build the neighborhoods. And I guess the first neighborhood will be this neighborhood that lives by the river. Let's extend, I think, our main street here. But let's actually, in our freeform kind of way, have it follow the river a little bit. All right, so that's nicely non-uniform. All right, and then let's create our first neighborhood with sort of a grid. No, I want straight roads. Gosh, it's going to take me a while to get used to this interface, right? It's sort of a grid, but it's sort of a messy grid because of the fact that the road here is curved. And I think here we'll continue the grid. All right, so this is our first little residential neighborhood. And one thing I got from City Planner that I really liked was creating some local commercial zones. So I'm thinking maybe there's a little commercial there, but then the rest of this is definitely residential. And it'll be all residential on this side. So some really nice oceanside or riverside real estate, really. Or actually, am I not reading this right? That's not a river, is it? That's a bluff. Yeah. Is that just a... I'm sorry, I'm really confused. No, that's water. That's definitely water, right? Like in this game you need to have water because a river, because that's where you get your water and how you treat your sewage. So we're going to create an industrial district. We're going to go down here by the water. I should actually see what direction the water flows in. Yeah, that was a mistake because I don't want the pollution to flow down river. Well, so, I mean, that just tells us one thing. Gosh. I guess what we want is we want our water pump as high up as we can get. Yes, and this is a weird thing about this is like no city in 2020 would like use a just pour raw sewage into the water, but oh, well, like we've got the sim running. Let's pause the sim and give them some water and power. Okay, one thing that the city planner does that I'm kind of more or less gonna adhere to is pipes go on right away. That is to say, pipes go where streets go. More or less. So we will get plumbing to these folks by... All right. So that's most of our area piped. Now we need to think about power. And to start with power, we have either we can get some wind turbines, or we can get a coal burning power plant. We can start with some wonderful wind turbines. Let's see where is our wind the best. It looks like up here. Looks like up here is the best. So we'll start with one wind turbine. I don't know, do we have good wind here? No, we don't have good wind here. Okay. I would have liked to put the power plant closer to the water pump so that I didn't have to run so much cable. But I guess... we'll have some power lines to start that we will... All right, let's start the sim. All right, everybody has water and water and power. So time to get the polluters. There's our industrial zoning. Let's put some commercial here, and then more residential here. And let's start to think about some city services. Right? Oh, I guess we can't. Well, let's speed up the Sims so that we can get to a big enough population. Yep, we got lots of cars coming in. Oh, that's my music. Sorry, I'm looking at my residential happiness is going down. Traffic. Our electrical usage is we're gonna need to put another wind turbine up before too long. Are people having water issues? Our water availability is good, so. Gosh, the last time I played this game, I don't remember there being nighttime cycles, but I guess I maybe turned them off because I found the city harder to work on at night. That's just for choosing the look. Oh, I can make a historical building. That's fun. Well, I guess while we're looking at stuff, we can see what we... So we have a convenience store. There's a general store. Quiet corner shop. A drugstore. That's good. The Summit Residence. So, I fear that... Well, we've got a fair amount of land that's not... all of this slapdash, broken grid stuff is gonna bite me, I know, later on, but I like the organic aspect of it, so I'm gonna go for it. I'll give... I mean, these folks have pretty close aspect to... Those folks can just go up the street to get access to commercial stuff. Can I upgrade a road at all? No. Awesome! Okay, we can get a clinic in elementary school. We have access to taxes, loans, garbage, healthcare, and education. So we can get a landfill site. Oh, I'm running out of power. I'm running out of power, so... I don't like it. But we are getting an oil power plant. So our city can expand. Okay, the power issue sorted. Landfill site. No, I don't want it to be a gravel road. So the landfill site is a puzzling thing because, like, I want it to be far away from people, right? Like, but I also don't want it to be so far away that the trucks have to travel forever. And in particular, I don't want it to be a cul-de-sac so that the trucks can't get to it. So I think what I'll do is I'll create a street here that'll hook up with this one. I'll put the dump. I'll put the dump here. All right. All right. Let's get our health services. I think a really nice place for the clinic would be... let's put it in the community. Let's put it there. A nice doctor's office by the water. And then education. I don't have enough money to build this elementary school, so let's speed up the sim and hope for development. Water issues? Oh, they don't have pipes. There we go. And I didn't zone this. I didn't zone this stuff, so we can add a little bit more residential. The industrial is not really picked up. So I thought I installed a number of mods to this game that City Builder recommended. Did I get upgraded roads? No, I did not. Oh no, I do have this, I guess, in the 4-lane road. So why are you doing this? It's a priority road. Elizabeth Street is a priority road, which means the intersections off of it should prioritize traffic down it, and people turning into it need to wait. So that's good. I have enough money for school now. So where do we want to put the school? Kaboom. School built. Dump filling up with garbage. Sewage pouring downriver. We can look at traffic. Well, I don't know. I don't necessarily consider this particular thing to be my problem. That's more the Federal Highway Association's issue. But I like what we did there with kind of separating separating the on-ramp and the off-ramp, so to speak. I want to do that so that the industrial area is not a cul-de-sac, right? Worthy Village. Okay, we got a lot with this. We got districts, policies, a second loan, district specializations. We have fire departments, police departments, unique buildings, forestry specialization, new policies for water usage. So it's time for city services in the police and fire sort of situation. I think we want to put the fire station. I think we want to put it sort of between the industrial and the residential area. And the police station... I'll put on the main drag there. Is there a button that'll just get me back out of mode? Because escape doesn't seem to work. Ooh, caps lock was on. First city in years. I say that because I want to reload. Yeah, maybe to the main menu. Another game to give props to for their quit menu. There was a confirmation dialogue, but it was asking, do you want to quit or go back to the main menu? Content manager. Okay, here we go. This is the thing. Mods. I think I need to turn... Yeah, this I want... I understand that user-generated content could screw with stuff. I kind of wanted to. Like, for example, I want less garbage. I want roundabout builder. I want the traffic manager. I don't want to unlock all. We'll try Find Road Anarchy 2.2. Okay. now we have some toys to play with. All right, city vitals. I like it being down here. So this is cool. It's just, you know, at any given time, I've got all of the vitals there. No, I wanted to. Policies. I'm just trying to see where. Yes, I can set policies with districts now. I have unique buildings. I don't appear to have any unique buildings unlocked. Districts to set policies. Yep. All right, so this is an interesting question. I think I am... I don't know. I think I am going to do a thing. Control O. And that's shift semicolon. All right. I was trying to look for a way. Oh, I see. All right. We'll just, these things, we'll put this where I remember seeing it, and there we go. Got our mods. All right. That's cute. Chipper goes like, red when you turn on Road Anarchy. Well, I don't know. I don't know that we have to really worry about... Yeah, I don't think we have very many traffic problems. Let's go ahead and start the sim. So what I'm... Yeah, natural resources. I want the natural resources view. All right, we've got some forests. The fertile land is in the river, of course. Looks like there's oil to the... Oh, I didn't realize. Gosh, there's another highway exit entrance here. That's funny. We could effectively start like a new city. A new sort of branch of the city over here where there's lots more space. Over here, there's oil, and there's also rich forestry. There's some arable land here. So... let's create a farming district across the river. And then when we purchase this lot, we can sort of expand that and have an agricultural district that moves into a forestry district. I think that would be pretty good. So let's figure out the best way to go over here. I want to think about this in terms of like connectors and arterial and local roads. So there's our bridge. Our arable land is over here. So once again, we have like a road that just follows the river, and that will allow us to have lots of lovely roadside, riverside real estate. On the opposite side here, I want to make another bridge. All right, and then we'll actually make the agricultural roads that go through here gravel. The music in this game gets kind of intense sometimes. Oh, there's Roundabout Builder. Oh, we will get to you. We will be definitely making some roundabouts. Okay. I want to district this. Where's the district button? Okay. Yes, I see. All right, we can build some more residential zone. I guess we'll slow down the sim a little bit. Before we go and district this, let's hook these folks up with water. Following more or less the roads. All right, there's water. We'll probably need to run power across. We'll need to run power across too if we don't want to build another wind turbine. Which we couldn't afford anyway because we're pretty broke. In fact, we might be too broke to even stretch this. Yeah, we're too broke to even stretch that. So where can I put more residential? Apologies for the brownouts, everyone. Unexpected brownouts from your local CMPs. Yeah. Holy monkey, I really am broke. Let's turn the sim into high gear, please, so that we can get more tax dollars. Because my plan was to zone much of this residential, right? Like, which I suppose we can do, because they desperately want it. You know, a little bit of commercial for those folks, and then this all gets industrial. And what the heck, we make all that residential too. I'm going to pause the sim. I don't want industrial popping up here before I've set a farming industry. Okay, that's farming. So Hickory Square, I don't... That's a farming industry district. Alright, start the sim again, speed it up. Oh goodness, there's a fire here. I guess the firefighters took care of it. Wow, that fire department is really like, it's really in the worst place for everyone. Yeah, I know you don't have power. You're fools for moving there. There you go. There's power. Who doesn't have water? Oh, that little community that I built right there. There you go. Do I have enough money to continue building out some residential up here? Sort of the north side of town? Parks and plazas, canals, high schools, libraries, lots of parks. Oh, believe me, oh, it appears to be raining. I definitely want to make a public library. Pipe them good. Let's not forget to pipe them good there. Okay, back to the zoning. There's the more residential, so we got some more city services. We don't have enough money for either a library what's our water like? Are we having trouble with water availability? No. It's just somebody springing up. So, yeah. Oh, we're simming real slow. Let's sim much faster. Okay, we've got more money now, so I think we could build a library. And it's a big one. I wish all of these... Yeah, I guess we'll put the library there. On the north side of town. Thank you for telling me about canals. I wonder if there's a way I can disable some of these tutorial messages, right? Like, it's just a little... It's overwhelming with how many panels. Okay, I can make quays. Thank you, landscaping. It's been raining for weeks. It's a funny thing where like the days tick by. Like there was March. Oh no, I guess it's European. So I guess we're in May. So there's May 5th, and it's still daytime and it's still raining. No dynamic weather, please. I'm sorry. It's cool, but I kind of just want to be able to see my city all the time. And what was that thing? Yeah, max out mouse light intensity during night, I guess. I'd like to turn night off. Oh, there I can. Use day-night cycle. All right, so that doesn't matter. All right, there we go. There's still clouds, but I mean, I'd be okay if like toggle nighttime was like a button where you could like a beauty mode type of thing, right? Like so this area is a cul-de-sac. There's the two bridges. Let's look at traffic. Of course, Main Street is getting tough, and then this. Yeah. You know, it might be worthwhile. I'm thinking about this. So we've got this industrial horror show over here that's super polluted, with our power plant, and then there's the dump, right? Like, and then we've got a bunch of zonable but not zoned space, right? Like, we got this land over here, and then, you know, we're really confining ourselves to the short end of the map. We've got this whole area of land we could expand to, and that we could start expanding from these highways here. But I chose to kind of hamper myself because I started at the top. So what I'm thinking about here, I guess, to discuss it, is like, so this industrial area, this is kind of a nasty traffic thing, and I'm thinking that all the trucks that are coming in and out of the industrial area, they've got this kind of, you know, yeah, they've got this. They've got to drive into town to get on the outer ramp to get on the highway. And what I'm wondering is if we could give them another one. We could... it would have to come off of this. Ladies and gentlemen, I think it's time for our first roundabout. Oh, roundabouts. Aren't they gorgeous? That intersection should probably be a roundabout too. All right, so with this roundabout, I can continue the road in this direction. And what I'm thinking is we can have another... Oh gosh, I can't though because I don't own that land out of the city limits. Oh, that stinks. We're having brownouts. We need more power. What do we have for options for power? Still coal and wind. Do we have... I don't know. Let's put another wind turbine for the time being. Yeah, that kind of that bought us another 5 megawatts. That was silly. No. Exit demolition mode. I want to see our power plant is operating normally. So I'm afraid we need another one. And there we go. Water availability and sewage treatment. Do we have better sewage treatment yet? Oh gosh, you don't get that until you have a population of 18,000. All right. Well, that was funny. That outside connection needed thing. Is that a crime that's happening there? What's happening there? Oh, not enough workers. Okay, so what we're having is a crisis of no workforce. All right. Okay, I think we have the money to solve this. Eventually, I believe... oh, I think I see the problem. I need to unzone it. Okay. Yes, I'm trying to grow the city. Ugh, I find these prompts to be somewhat obnoxious. I do. Keeping my dirty grids dirty grids. Come on, baby. All right. Much like our sensei taught us, let's create little commercial squares so that these folks aren't lacking in shops that they can go to and places they can work. And then houses the rest of the way. And you know what? With that roundabout, I don't feel any trouble with folks. And these folks are thirsty. Water availability is still good. So there's your lots more residential. And you know what? Maybe we can give them alternative highway access. I don't even fully understand what road anarchy does. But I know that it offers some helpful features. Yep, we're in the middles for that sort of stuff. Our landfill is yikes. I'm worried about our sort of city services and stuff over here, right? Like, or let's look at education, right? Like, elementary. All right. Well, it's hard for them to get there. We should build a high school. We should build a high school, and I think it should be in Old Town here, where the majority of the population lives. I don't want it to be there, because that's a major interchange. Let's put it out by the dump. Or... I don't want to be on a connector. Here? I mean, we've got a vigorously messy industrial sector here. And like, I love Oak Street. There's nothing on Oak Street. A boomtown. We've got new areas. You can purchase areas. You can purchase a new piece of land. Okay. Recycling. We have recycling. We have some... Ah, okay. That's cool. Highway and highway ramp. We have a cemetery, elder care, child health care, bus depot, one-way toll booth, two-way toll booth. We have toll booths. That could be a good way to get revenue. Awesome. There. I didn't like that people were parking on the highway ramp. And the fact of the matter is that the highway ramp is much faster, so that's going to actually help to solve the kind of the traffic problem that we were having there. All right, we can purchase a new piece of land. The two tempting areas are here because we could really have like an incredibly vast forestry zone there. We don't have wastewater treatment yet, do we? No. Alternately, like, I don't know, it's odd that like this sort of appeals to me because again, I was kind of thinking about having a city with that was bisected by a highway. Would be kind of an interesting thing. And I mean, like, there's lots of opportunities for that. This could be bisected by so many highways. Look at all the highways through here. And I would like that because I'd like to give this industrial area sort of an on-ramp of their own. Well, while we're futzing and puttering about this and that, you know what? I believe it's in healthcare. You know what we really should have is a cemetery. And these things are... they're hard to move once you make them. But there. Yeah, how's our healthcare? I guess I can get to it down here. Yeah, overall healthcare. Health capacity, heal capacity 100. Healthcare availability is good. Like, I don't know. I'm intrigued by these childcare options and wondering if I should have like a daycare center. Like, maybe should this farming community here get a daycare center? Would that be fun? Well, that's a child health center. That's not a... The game is telling me to build an elder care facility. And I'm not sure if I want to. I was thinking more about the child health center, but I guess I was thinking about that for like child care. Like, they want more commercial, they want more residential. And I can buy land. If I get this parcel, I'll have an area that's bisected by a highway, unless I destroy this highway, or move it. It increases birth rates. That's interesting. And I would have this forestry area, so I think that's probably the land area that I want to create. Okay. Yes, once again, we had a weird issue with transitioning back from the void. Well, I don't know if you saw me flagging there a bit, but it is definitely time to close down this transmission for tonight. But I am glad that we did finally get into City Skylines. I could feel the funny feelings of that thing. It's like looking at my city, I'm like, oh gosh, I didn't grid this properly for upgrading roads, and my neighborhood layouts are terrible, blah blah blah, right? Like it's a funny sort of game, right? Like you make problems for yourself further down the line, and that's part of what makes it fun. So I'm glad we got back in there, and I'm glad that we spent some time here in the workshop where there are many games. In the future, I am thinking of having a special transmission time. You know what? I'm tired. I think I'll go sleep on the couch. Yeah. All right. So in the future, I am thinking of having themed months of transmissions, and the first idea for one of those I have is Non-Violent November. A month of transmissions where I play only non-violent games, and I haven't fully decided on this, if it's games that don't have violence, such as City Skylines and many of those other builders, or if there is, or if the rule is that I have to play the game non-violently, but it could be a game that contains violence. So like it would be a chance to do pacifist runs. Maybe I could set it up so pacifist running some games with violence was kind of the lead up to Non-Violent November, and then Non-Violent November was fully non-violent. Anyway, Voidlings, if you have some thoughts about that, I would love to hear them. So once again, we find ourselves at the end of a transmission. I am CaseyAEC, the Gadfly gamer, coming at you from the Void Arcade, reaching out to all my fellow Void walkers, Voidlings, and Voidlings out there. As always, my heart goes out to you all, offering comfort and peace. And to any other Void walkers lost in these dimensions, I hope that your wanderings take you to old favorites and new discoveries. Adieu.